This is Lisa Bryant, and you're listening to the Bomber Buzz.
It's a great day in the Bomber Nation, and here listening to the Bomber Buzz, this is Principal Jacob Jenkins. Joining with me, as usual, is the Dean of Students, Mr. Paul Rudolph. Paul, it's been a great week. Short one, but great, busy.
Great, busy, moving around. Everybody's moving place to place, and they're keeping a track on the one IV or TV television or ITV classroom where we're at 20 days, 20 school days left.
Yeah, 20. It's going to go by in a blink here now that Easter's coming up, and we hit that other side. And
we hit the other side of Easter, and she does go, without a doubt.
So speaking of Easter, we're about to release for break, so we're recording a day early here. But we got Easter break starting tomorrow, Friday the 18th, and boy, next week, I don't know if we could pack anything more into next week.
Next week is a busy one. It's just like you said, it's kind of like on that backside, and here you go. We got to start really moving. You know, you kind of hope the weather gets a little nicer, and
maybe not have to play baseball or softball in 40-degree weather.
Yeah, with the wind blowing, and like it's going to be today. Yeah, no question. So. But yeah, I mean, we got Monday off, with the school, and so Easter Monday, there's no activities at all on the 21st. But the 22nd, boy, we get rolling. We have Earth Day cleanup here, all grades.
Yeah, you'll see
taking a little section of town.
Kids throughout the day, picking up around town.
Yeah, that's always a good day.
Yeah.
So we got that rolling on the 22nd a little bit, and then we have softball goes to Glenburn. They play at 4:30. Elementary boys basketball, they play Kenmare. That game is down in Plaza at 4 and 5. And then the baseball team will play at home versus Renville County starting at 4 o'clock. That's on Tuesday, the 22nd.
Whew.
So, busy day there. We got them all. Yeah. Well, track doesn't go anywhere, but otherwise everybody goes. And then the 23rd, we have the Bomber Buddies activity at the Discovery Center in Minot. So those guys will, I think they've brought their permission slips home, and everybody's
that should all be turned in. If it hasn't been, we definitely need that Tuesday at the latest.
Right. So they're heading down there. 9:20 they leave, and hopefully the weather's nice after they get done with the Discovery Center. They have lunch and then come back to school. We also have the girls' sports banquet on April 23rd. That night at 5:30, I sent a note out. So it's a little potluck, and we're just honoring the girls that night.
Nice.
Thursday, the 24th, that is a busy day. Lots of things going on. There's junior high track over in Stanley. There's elementary boys basketball over in Velva. The boys baseball plays Newtown here in Berthold. And softball goes up to Divide County. And track... just junior high track, because track goes Friday. Just junior high track on Thursday. And then Friday, baseball team will head to Corbett Field and play the Minot North JV at 4 o'clock. Track heads over to a big invite at rugby. And softball goes to they call it the Minot South Hill Complex crossover, where they bring Eastern and Western schools and meet in Minot. And they play both the 25th and the 26th over in Minot. I don't know the times on the 25th one yet.
Sure.
Or the 26th. So, and then also, that's the softball tournament. And then also there's a track meet over in Fargo for it's an invite deal where your marks have to be high enough to where they try to get the highest marks together. So there's that going on. And then we have a little elementary girls volleyball tournament here in Berthold on Saturday, the 26th as well, where
right on.
There's 5 teams coming in, and they play each other in kind of a little round robin pool play type of deal. Starts around 9:30, and should finish up in that 2:30 range.
Oh, that's great.
So busy week, boy. When you
oh man,
keep them all active.
That's right. It doesn't slow down. I will remind you, coming up May 18th, it's going to be here before we know it. At 1 o'clock, we got graduation. So put that on your calendars. That's a pretty great day to come and celebrate our graduates. And like you said, it's not that far away.
4 full weeks, and we're there.
And then it's there. Yeah. And that's that. Last day of school is the 16th of May. And we have our last early out on the 7th of May. And so we did send out an alert about that. We'll send out another one here in a week or so as well, just to remind you all the 7th of May that we have a early out. So thought we'd talk a little bit. We've kind of mentioned some different legislative things. We've mentioned the cell phone bill, of course. We talked about that, the bell-to-bell cell phone ban, I guess you could call it. That passed the Senate 42-4. So that was pretty sweeping pass. It's in the House right now. There's a different personal device policy that passed the House 61-29. And so that one's going to the Senate. And I imagine what you do is they put them together in committee and then re-vote. I'm not exactly sure of the process, but I believe it's something like that.
Yeah,
so,
I believe they meet their committees and they say which ones they like. And
this is what we're going to go with.
I mean, I still have to believe that the governor come out and this was the one he supported.
Yeah,
and
that's what I see happening.
And I can't imagine that it's going to be much different than when you hold a press conference.
Yeah, I mean,
to state
you're
this
putting a lot on the line there, aren't you?
Yeah, I just don't see too much changing from a big press conference. No. Coming out, and I just can't see the legislator letting him get any egg on his face. So.
No, I think that's going to happen. Another big thing for education that's in right now, there are two bills, HB 1540 and SB 2400, and these are ESA bills. ESA is a education savings account, and the way they present it is that every student in the state would receive public money to pay for whatever they want at school. And on the outset, that sounds like, oh, great. Yeah, that makes sense. You apply that to your sports fees or class fees or dual credit, what have you. The big problem and the reason that people are opposed to it, and the reason why I would say as a public entity, I would feel that we're opposed to it, is it allows private school kids to use it for vouchers for paying tuition to go to private school. And, our North Dakota Constitution says that public money can't be used for private school. And, in North Dakota, I believe it's 8% of students go to private school. And so giving them that chunk of money for a choice that they made to not attend a public school, I feel is just kind of misusing what that funds is for. And as I said, it kind of goes against the Constitution that we have for our state about how student money should be used. And so the big oppositions right now is just that they don't feel that it should be able to be used for private school funding. I don't think anyone has problems with it being used for lunch account, for
like a brand new
sports.
computer.
Yeah, right. Like for these kind of fees and things like that. But when you're paying to be able to go to a private school, it should be your money that's paying for that, not public's money for that choice. So
seemed like an interesting word just to get around the Constitution.
Yeah.
Or kind of but yeah, I mean, it's a hot topic. I know that. I visited with one of the legislators out of Stanley. He was at the tournament last Saturday.
Oh, right on.
He was telling me about it. We were talking briefly about just all the debate and visiting and things of that nature that have been going on with it. And some strong advocates for it.
For sure.
Particularly, he said, out of the Bismarck area.
I think it's the areas where you have access to a public or a private school. I mean,
yeah, without question.
There's a lot of areas that don't have access to a private school.
Right.
And should they fund so that your kid can go to private school when that money is flagged for public? That's the big question.
Well, that, and there's kind of a set amount for education.
Right.
So when you start taking from that pot.
That's very true, right?
When you start taking from that pot, like let's say it's a $9,000 or $10,000 tuition payment towards, for each public school kid or whatever.
Yeah.
That money from that pot is also then dwindling. It's not staying at $9,000 to $10,000. It's going to drop to.
It's going to have to, because there's no money.
Correct.
When you take it out of there.
It's not like this is in addition to. This is one funding bill. So you're all you're doing is taking from that one pot and putting it into a lot of different pots instead of basically two pots.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to explain how that works. So we're going to be keeping our eyes on those and just kind of see kind of where those go. There are quite a bit of different things going on in the legislature right now. There's a property tax relief bill, HB 1176. That seems kind of interesting, keeping our eye on. Caps tax credits, I believe, or caps tax relief. There's some school funding and transportation bills going on that would affect the per pupil payment, positive or negative. And then just, it's legislative session. There's a billion bills, and sometimes you just don't know how other things are going to affect us till they do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how things kind of fall out. Last session, they passed that any student that wanted to take an online class would be allowed to, even if you offered that class. And the school, and the intention was just to school choice, right? Allow kids a choice. But in the interpretation of the wording, it meant the school had to pay for all those classes that they wanted to take. So in some cases, you'd be paying for a teacher to teach, I don't know, say English 12, and then you're also paying kids to take it online when you have a teacher there that could teach it. And I know that's in review.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the most efficient way to operate.
Well, it's not really, right? It makes it hard.
Yeah, it does.
It
does.
And you're kind of double dipping and so we'll see where that kind of all falls out at. Anyway, we're just kind of keeping our eyes on that and things like that. So, well, we've got quite an episode for you here today. Stick with us because coming up, we've got Faith Pearson. She's graduating this year, so she'll be our senior spotlight coming up next here on the Bomber Buzz. Genesis Seed Solutions, located in the Bomber Nation, is committed to utilizing the region's best producers to make sure your seed is grown with the utmost attention and most economical agronomic practices. Genesis Seed buys, sells, processes, conditions, and packages on-site with top-of-the-line equipment. From harvest to market, Genesis Seed will help you with all of your needs. Visit Genesis Seed today to learn more. Genesis Seed is a proud sponsor of the Bomber Nation.
This is Mrs. Taylor with your fun fact for the week. Did you know many English words have changed their meaning over time? For example, awful used to mean inspiring wonder and was the short version of full of awe. Another example is nice actually used to mean silly. Now you know.
We are back on the Bomber Buzz, and joining us now for Senior Spotlight is Faith Pearson. Faith, welcome to the Buzz.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here today.
Great to be here.
Yeah, well, we're excited to learn some about you.
We are. We're looking forward to it. This should be fun.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about, well, let's be more specific.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your family and your parents and things of that nature.
Sure. So I'm an only child. It's just my mom and I. I grew up on a farm all my life, and I just recently moved to Minot.
Are you living in Minot now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
When did you move?
This last fall.
Okay.
All right, so you're one of us that makes the drive. Mm-hmm. Right on.
Gotcha. Because you grew up on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Spent most of the time there.
Yep.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay. You got a favorite thing that you like to do with your family?
Not really.
Not really?
Mm-mm.
Just whatever's coming around?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. You got a favorite day or an activity that you guys look forward to?
Christmas.
Do you?
I love Christmas.
You love Christmas?
Yeah.
Is that shared by pretty much everybody or not?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you like specifically about Christmas?
It's just the atmosphere, It's kind of like just a happy time.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that as well.
I do too. I like that answer. It's a good one. How about when you were young? Mm-hmm. What did you imagine becoming?
Physical therapist.
Really?
Yeah, specifically pediatric.
Really? Like you were
Yeah.
thinking about that when you were little, huh?
Yeah, I really wanted to work in a hospital for a little bit, and then I wanted to open my own kind of business for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Like, did you have somebody that intrigued you or interested you in that deal, or did it just this is what I think this is what I want to do.
I spent a lot of times in hospitals with like various family members or whatever when I was a kid. And whenever I saw a physical therapist, I thought it was so cool.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
That's
how about now that you're graduating? What's our future plans?
I will be attending the University of Mary, a part of their accelerated nursing program.
Okay.
And then eventually I want to get my NP or my nurse practitioner's license and go into and specialize in oncology.
Okay. So it didn't change a whole lot, but a little
Not really.
bit.
A little bit,
A
yeah.
little bit. I mean, oncology quite different, I guess, than
Yeah.
physical therapy. But want to obviously stayed in the medical field to some degree.
Yeah.
Okay. So that never ever really left you then?
No. I remember being 7 and just knowing that was what I was going to do.
Really?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. All right. How about you got any accomplishments that you're really proud of?
Well, I'm going to be a part of a special program at my university with only 30 kids in it.
Okay.
And I was selected from across the nation, so that's pretty cool.
Tell us about it then.
Well, it's a accelerated program, so I'll get done in 2 years versus 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's a busy 2 years then, I'm suspecting.
Yeah, and in that time, I'm also going to be traveling overseas to work over there for a little bit.
Really? Where
at? France, Germany, and Italy.
Oh, that's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'll be working right in a hospital setting?
Yeah, that and also providing healthcare to those who cannot afford
Okay.
to,
Wow.
How neat is that?
That is
Yeah.
that's pretty
Quite
cool.
the opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a new one in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. So you heading on the accelerated program, so then are you over there for a semester? Are you overseas for a semester? Or?
I think it's even less than that. I want to say it's like a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of quick and intense.
Gotcha. So there's almost like a practicum, I imagine. Huh?
Yeah,
Or
pretty much.
yeah.
It's kind of like a clinical more so.
Sure.
But
Well, that you're going to be a busy girl then for 2 straight solid
Yeah,
years.
no kidding.
yeah.
Not a lot of time for
No.
any type of freedom. Your schoolwork, here we go.
Yeah. And I won't be getting a summer break either anymore
No,
because
I
I'll
was
just be
gonna
going.
say, yeah,
Right.
I mean,
All
that
year
was
round.
I figured those programs were like, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What a good way to go, though. I mean, think about like how set up you are then after that for whatever you want to do from there. That's
Yeah.
pretty great.
I
Well,
like it.
a part of that program also is that I will work in a hospital in Bismarck again for 3 years after that. So
Okay.
I'll go
Okay.
right from graduation to my job.
Okay, so they've got a program set right up.
That's
Interesting.
great.
I guess I kind of would have known that because I know that I know Dakota College with Botno and Minot State are kind of set up with Trinity as well. So yeah, that's kind of. I mean, we're certainly short nurses
Very
and,
short,
and
yeah.
most anybody in the medical field. So good for you, Faith. That is great to hear. How about any extracurricular activities?
Throughout high school, I was in volleyball. I was the secretary for our FFA program, and what else?
Play.
Yes, the
Yeah.
play. I was in that all 4 years.
What was your favorite one in the play? What was your favorite character?
I don't know. I really liked Matilda.
Matilda?
That one was
Yeah, that
really
was a
good.
blast.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun to work on. But I also think the Seussical was really fun too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I'm
How
kind
about
of
10
Yeah.
years? So we've got the next 5 planned. Mm-hmm. How about the next 10? Anything that you like? Man, I want to accomplish this, or I see myself doing this. Or,
Yeah. Well, obviously I want to graduate college.
Yep.
That's definitely a goal. But I want to travel a lot. So I really am hoping to become a travel nurse at some point. So I get
Okay.
to see all different
So you don't want
areas.
to put roots down. You're more
No.
interested in seeing as much as you can here and
Yeah.
checking things out.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. But yeah, that's all I really have for now.
Okay.
I guess we'll see.
So have you looked into that travel nurse? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've looked into it. Mm-hmm. I've got a family friend she worked in Fargo for many years and then decided that's what she was going to do. And gosh, she's been in Cincinnati, Kentucky, New Orleans, Phoenix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
You can go all over.
yeah, and she's done it all in about a year and a half, or 2
Yeah.
years roughly, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty. I suppose pretty interesting if that's what you choose. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
it sounds like that's what you want to do. You want to see some things.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do it forever, but for a little bit anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
My sister-in-law's a traveling nurse, and not for long though, because she got with a group and was like, "I like this here." And
Yeah.
I liked her. And
I suppose
ended
you
up
can
going
almost
down
do it
the
as
road.
like a
Yeah.
job interview if you like,
It
or
really
like where
is
we would
kinda
like to.
that.
Yeah.
So you never know where you'll land.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. How about you got a favorite high school or elementary school? Let's talk elementary school. You got a favorite elementary school memory?
Man. I really loved Mrs. Hall's class in 3rd grade. I think I vividly remember going out to like the playground, and she taught us a bunch of games that she would play when she was in school. And it was really cool because we had never heard of those games or anything like that. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So did you play them a little bit then?
A little bit, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How about junior high?
Junior high. Man, I don't know. Most of my junior high was spent in COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It really put a damper on things.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I think about every senior has brought up COVID.
Yeah. Well, it was not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about everyone.
It was definitely different.
How about your favorite high school memory?
Oh, honestly, I feel like the experience as a whole has just taught me a lot. So
Just the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
How about just thinking back through your whole, what are you going to miss the most? What do you think you'll miss the most about just school and elementary school, junior high, high school, whatever? What do you think you'll miss the most?
I think I'll miss like the small town kind of feel almost, because I've been going here since I was 6, and everyone knows everyone, and I feel like that's just going to be a really big adjustment for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
You know no one,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
going to be somewhere in France or Germany or
Yeah.
wherever it might be. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what have you enjoyed the most? Like you mentioned 3rd grade, just going out and learning about that. Is there anything else that you're like, man, I really enjoyed this?
This is going to sound kind of weird, but I really enjoyed classwork.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not-
No, I don't know. There's something about doing classwork that's actually kind of comforting to me, or like kind of calming or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, did you like it when you were sitting in class or when you like took it home and could work on class? Like
Either way.
Either way.
Either way.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get a little exhilaration just from, all right, I got this finished, or?
It was more like that I knew something that I hadn't before.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There is something to learning, and I'm kind of the same way. I love learning new stuff.
Yeah.
There's so much out there you don't know.
No question about it. We were always
Yeah.
taught to be a lifelong learner.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great mindset.
Agreed.
So tell us a little bit, would you give any advice to that young girl running around on the playground out there in Mrs. Hall's class, 3rd grade? Would you give her any advice?
The things that matter now are not even going to be on your mind 5 years from now. Like, you're not going to remember that time that you didn't get to, I don't know, like go outside or any of that. You're not going to remember it.
Oh, gosh, that is so true.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to start chuckling when you were talking. It's just like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you think about it, life is so day to day. If you just win the day and be good at the day, and you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And you don't. So, it's a good deal. How about 3 things? 3 things you really want to do in your lifetime?
Obviously travel.
Yeah.
Travel a lot.
Well, let's hold on. Let me add. So, like Germany and France, was that part of like what intrigued you about this program?
Not really.
Not really?
So I really liked the idea that I'd get done pretty fast, and then
Okay.
also that I would move right into a job.
Gotcha.
So I can get more experience.
So in this travel, then my next question is there a part of the world that you really want to see?
I'm really interested in Europe.
Europe?
Yeah,
Just Europe in general?
Europe in general, but I also want to see like different areas like the tropics, or even like even farther over like Asia and other places like that. I'm really curious about like how different things are
Okay.
from here.
All right. I like it. Okay, so travel. Travel's one.
Travel is one. I eventually want to find like a place that I actually like really love, just like settle down. I want to find a job I really love. Like I want to be somewhere where I can be content with doing it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Those are great goals.
Yeah. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. How about how you want to be remembered by your peers?
Oh, gosh. See, I don't know. I would hope that they would remember me, like, fondly.
Yeah. Just this nice, soft-spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to help you there. Just like, come on now. Just this nice, soft-spoken young lady.
Yeah. Just, I hope they aren't going to remember me as being something bad, but,
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Where'd that come from? I didn't even cross my mind. How about the faculty?
Faculty. I hope that they will remember me as hardworking or, like, easy to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got that.
Yeah, I think you just made... Okay, I got to ask one more.
Okay.
Because this travel stuff always intrigues me. Like,
Yeah.
Are you more of a mountainous, beach, sea, ocean? You know what I mean? What like, is there something that, like, this type of topography just really intrigues me?
Yeah. It's
Like, you're
all
not
of
going to
it.
climb Mount Everest or anything?
No.
Okay.
No. But I do like climbing, like, smaller mountains. Like, my best friend lives in Utah, and obviously the terrain is much different than it is here. So she'll take me up, like, the little mountains that are in her area and stuff like that, and I really enjoy that.
Okay.
But, I mean, I want to see things that are different from here. I think all that is very fascinating, how things are so different in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think there's differences in states.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
There absolutely is, yeah.
I've lived in Iowa and Minnesota, for many years, or a handful of years, and even just the differences between Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, I think is interesting as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I've never been overseas, right? I've
Oh, man, you're
been
missing
to Canada and Mexico and stuff like that, but I'd love to take a peek at it just to see what the differences are, just as you do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's a lot of them. It's it really expands your mind, and you got to think outside of the box that you've been
Oh,
living
for sure.
in, and
Yeah, I can see that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'll love it.
Well, what else, Faith? Anything else you want to share with us before we take off?
Don't think so.
Well, this was
think I'm
awesome.
good,
I
yeah.
loved every
Great.
minute of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you, Faith.
Well,
that was
thank
Faith
you.
Pearson. Come watch her graduate here in about 5 weeks. We'll be walking through and done.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got more coming up. Stick with us. H&L Safety and Supply has everything you need to run a proper work site. Tools, lighting, porta-johns, and more. Purchase or rent the things you need. H&L Safety and Supply is a family-owned business that exemplifies small-town values. For over 13 years, they have been serving their clients with top-notch customer service and excellent equipment. For all your worksite needs, call H&L Safety and Supply at 701-624-2183. H&L Safety and Supply is a proud sponsor of the Bomber Nation. You've been listening to the Bomber Buzz. This is our weekly podcast right out of Berthold Public School. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you get all of our new episodes. You can find us everywhere that podcasts are, or just hop onto the front page of our website. We're right there as well every week. Thanks for listening. Taking us out today is the Berthold Band playing our school song.